Hi everyone, today I'm gonna start tell you about a movie that has a story about the tribal isolated people in a remote African desert who live a happy life. They have no crimes, no punishment, no rulers, and no concept of ownership. They share everything with their family and has positive mindset that gods only give good things. Until one day a coke bottle falls from the sky and they learn about anger, jealousy, and violence. Watch out and spoilers ahead. This is the story of gods must be crazy. Oh, Kalahari Desert, such paradise, untouched by the hand of corporates and politicians. Who would have thought your beauty hides a brutal ways to live? Rainy season comes, but it's only lasts a few weeks. Left the water shows up only in short time, like a friend with benefit. There are so many red flags on you, and one of them is lack of water. Human tends to avoid you, oh Kalahari Desert, because they need water to live. But is it all of humans? No, actually there are still people who live there. It's the little people of Kalahari, or the Bushmen. They excel in searching for foods and water there, a real champion in survival tricks. With no crimes, no violence, no punishment, no rulers, and no bosses, these men live a life that most of us probably can only dream of. They have these positive vibes that gods only give good things. Nothing is bad or evil, even snake is good. In fact, it's delicious. And the skin can outperform even designer bags. The Bushmen live in a small family groups. They meet only once in years with other groups. They don't know other people in the world exist. When there is thundering sound in the sky without clouds, they thought it was God's tummies rumbling. Sometimes they even see gods are farting. They are top-notch at raising children, never speak harshly to child or punish them. And the child is so well behaved. The kids are pretty creative. They should be given a chance at America's Got Talent. They can make poisonous arrow. They can put animals to their deep sleep without lo-fi music or deep sleep application. When the animals go in their dreams, the Bushman say sorry to them and say that his family needs their meat. They share everything and have no sense of ownership at all, something that Karl Marx would love. A gentle world is what they only know. Nothing harder than wood and bone to them. While 600 miles to the south is where we can find the so-called civilized man. Here they don't adapt to environment. They terraform the environment to suit them. The more you want everything easier, the more complicated tools you need. Here, life is bound with time and time and time, and humans dealing with people, situations, works, and calendars. In Kalahari, every day can be Sunday fun day. Sometimes you can spot noisy birds flies without flapping their wings. That day something fell from the sky. He never saw anything like it his whole life. It looks like water, but harder than anything he knew. Babu plays with the thing. The children laugh, and they wonder what that thing is, and what its purpose God has given it. Every day they find new ways to make it useful. Everybody needs it. A strange feelings come. A feeling to own and not wanting to share. Other feeling follows. There are anger, jealousy, hate, and violence. This girl even strikes her family with the new thing. Everybody comes to shock, like liberals shocked by Republicans. Key, the main character, was angry with the gods. He said, "Why you give us this freaking evil thing? I don't want it." But the thing comes back and hit little child. He shouted, "Oh gods, you all must be hell crazy for giving us this thing." He buried the thing away from the shelter. Everybody was sad. A strange ambience of shame overcomes them. That night, a hyena smells the blood from the thing and dug it out, while Warthog later chased the hyena and made it drop the thing. The next day, Tony the boy found it and made music with it. Her brother wants to try also, and they fought. Tony hits his brother. The family was feeling blue that night. He said that he will put the thing to the end of the earth to make it far from them and stop it to influences them with evil feelings like toxic relationship. He starts his journey with sad tears coming from his little boy. 2,000 miles in the north, an attempt of coup d'etat happened, but gods fight back and the assaulters ran. Two of the assaulters got their asses captive and interrogated by the general. They are part of terrorists led by Samboha. The general later told to pursue the terrorists with chopper and heavy equipment. At their hideout, Samboha's team are listening to radio while their assaulters came back. Samboha informed his men that they did a newbie works, since they failed in killing the president, only wounded him and killed several ministers. One of the captives broke their hideout after interrogated. The Battle of Leningrad broke out. The amateur terrorists happy after they blew one of the chopper out, but Samboha told them to stay their amateur asses alert. Well, he's not wrong. Tang is coming to their hideout and the Battle of Waterloo continues. As peaceful pack of cow enjoy their leisure time in Kalahari, Qi dug to bury the evil thing when a handsome baboon stealing it. Qi shocked and tries to convince the baboon. Oh, come on, it will bring chaos and unhappiness to your family. Let me take it away from you. First, the baboon ignores him, but because he speaks so long and earnestly, the baboon dropped the thing. Qi said, "You have done very wise decision." A white man appears with elephant. He looks like a researcher or some. He took the sample of elephant's shit and spots some hazardous chemical in it. He got help from his friend Budi, the god of nagging, because he nags a lot. Later, a missionary with a horse came to him. He needs to borrow the researcher's car and ask the researcher to pick up a new woman school teacher since he can't drive. The researcher is hesitant because he gets shy around women. Budi is nagging again because the car trying to eat him. But the car now is ready to pick up the girls out there, thanks to Budi. Budi said that the car should always turn on or it will break down. One day, a very noisy animal passed by when Qi is sleeping. And here we got our school teacher. She took the bus and the researcher is on his way. The teacher waiting for ages until she gets so much bored. On the day in Kalahari, never a dull moment, a baboon watches the researcher like a slapstick comedy star. My men two rhinos make the researcher take a shower of mud pool. Meanwhile, our school teacher was so upset because she wonders why it takes ages to pick her up. Samboha came to local town. He told people to lie down, but an old man can't hear him. He is deaf. He can hear you, this man said. When the government tank came to that town, they told the people to give their petrol. The owner then told him that the terrorists also forced them to give their petrol. After years of difficulties, our man finally picks up the teacher. He told his name to Miss Thompson. He is Andrew. He is truly our gentle fellow soldier. Boy, it's really a bad day for Miss Thompson. A man thought there was a window car and he just pepper sprays our poor lady. Andrew later continues the journey to take Our Lady from King's Landing back to Winterfell. It's a very long journey, but things are super sketchy for her. He met someone in his walk to the end of the earth. He took the man's stick and asked if it's grown on a tree. The man is afraid of him and ran. He confused and thinks that he ran maybe because he saw the evil thing that he carried. And here we are again with Andrew and Miss Thompson. Their jeep is stuck on the pool. Andrew over to carry Miss Thompson, but our man here got outburstness disease. He was trying to be careful and fell. Miss Thompson can't keep her temper cool and insists on taking the luggage herself. After that wet situation, they changed their clothes. Suddenly, a warthog was protecting his territory. Andrew ran and trying to save Miss Thompson. Things get really steamy after that. Miss Thompson became afraid of Andrew. Meanwhile, Qi happily having his dinner when a rhino asked Qi, can they join the bonfire camp? The rhino actually came out to be a party pooper. The rhino happened to be a firefighter officer, who also not so far from Andrew and Miss Thompson, later inspecting them to prevent bushfire. Andrew saw it and jumped to save her. The rhino put the fire off and went away without explanation and ghosting everybody. Miss Thompson turns out to be a good climber, but Miss Thompson, who didn't see the warthog and the rhino, began suspecting Andrew as a sexual attacker. Poor Andrew then tried to prove his point by making fire again, but this time the rhino didn't came. It's a new day for poor Andrew and Miss Thompson. Andrew's foot got kissed by the fire, and he felt that, while Miss Thompson saw it and confused. Near their location, the terrorists are crossing between countries' border like GTA gamers. The government tank who chasing the terrorists got stopped because of regulation, but cost a heavy price. Andrew trying to get out the car, and it looks promising. Miss Thompson changed her clothes, but her bad luck is still following her. She asked Andrew's help. Meanwhile, the jeep was having her own good time with the tree. Andrew got difficulties in removing the sticky plant from Miss Thompson. and the tree seems to have super strong branch. Probably they went to be a bodybuilder. Key later encounters Miss Thompson. She thinks that she is having a good time changing clothes peacefully without any distractions that time. But she was wrong. Key thought that she is one of the gods, because she doing strange and magical things with stuff he never saw before. Key said that he doesn't need the evil thing God gave to him and wants her to take the evil thing. Key saw another god, and fire comes out from his mouth and nose. Miss Thompson asks about the truck to Andrew. Miss Thompson then shocked to that. Later, Key hears something coming. Another magical animal coming with round leg, and there is a god on its back who has red skin and blue head with hair on his face. It's Mpudi, and Mpudi can speak Bushman language. Mpudi asked Key what he wants, and Key said thank you for the bottle, but he didn't want it. They later told Key to throw the bottle away. Key left and upset why the gods want him to be one who should throw the bottle far away, and he even doubts that they are gods, and starts to think maybe they are tourists. Later, Our Lady got stolen by another cool man who's coming with the fancy car. His name is Jack. Andrew looks sad. Jack then having a good time with Miss Thompson like a boss. The terrorists are heading to the village after they crossed the country's border. Andrew got his ass fancied to make things up with Miss Thompson, and Pudi teases him. At school, Miss Thompson is seen teaching, when all of a sudden there was a loud honk noise. It was Andrew, and things get so much awkward. The whole class is laughing at Andrew like a laughing stock. Our man Key got his stomach empty and in needs. He went on hunting, and told the boy who guards the animal that he can enjoy the fish too, since the Bushmen don't have the concept of ownership. But the animal's keeper ran away. Actually, the boy told the police about Key and caught Key for stealing. Poor Key later got on trial and sentenced to be in prison for 12 weeks. Budi, who happened to be the interpreter, is trying to get Key out. Budi knows that Bushmen never see wolves, and they will die because of stress in jail. Andrew helped them to get Key out also. Apparently, they can get him out of walls 1 week later. Since Bushmen are plants and animals expert, and Andrew should make him as employee for 11 weeks, or the police will hunt Key down again to prison for much longer time. Key finally got his freedom and new companies. He got on top of the jeep like a real boss. Jack the jackass dude asked Andrew and Woody to borrow Key. He needs to track some cougar who's got wounded by one of his guests. They find the cougar, but even the cougar despises Jack. When Woody and Key hide under the car, Jack drove the car out on purpose, leaving Woody and Key in danger. The cougar fell in love with Woody, but Woody thinks he has enough wife. But Key got the power to scare the cougar off like a true gentleman and saves the day. At the school, the terrorists came and made all of the students and Miss Thompson as hostages. When the government police came to catch the terrorists, Samboha, the terrorist leader, threatened to kill the beautiful Miss Thompson and all the kids if the government police not dropping their gun down and granted his wishes. This treacherous Samboha later negotiates for ransom and food supplies every 20 miles, while he and his team try to run with corridor 10 miles wide from government pursuers. He would kill the hostages if the government doesn't accept the conditions. The news about the terrorists reaches out to Mbudi and Andrew. Our man Key later thought to drive by Mbudi because they bored as hell. Andrew later came with a new task, do some research in the new area, and they stripped the car down to be able to cross the terrain. The crazy Samboha and his team then moving, and he shouted to the children to cover him and his team in circle. The hostage group are told to sing by Samboha. The jackass Jack later being told by the police to move from their position because Samboha will pass their place. The police then ask Jack where Andrew's position is, with Jack volunteering to show them. While the Samboha's group of hostages moving, the police and Jack's group arrived at Andrew's base camp but found no one. Andrew's team apparently is climbing rock like Spider-Man. They finally reach their destination to do some research. While Andrew busy to count some animal called oryx, Key spotting something weird. Andrew then take a look at the direction Key is pointing. With his big binocular, he saw people unloading food and left it away like Santa Claus. At the Samboha's group, one little child can't keep up anymore with the group and exhausted. Samboha became furious to two of his men because they're playing cards game and not paying attention. Our brave teacher then stood up to Samboha to admit his mistake and reconsider his decision about 20 miles food supply because not everyone is strong enough to walk that far. Samboha, the Hitler's son, instructed the kid to climb the hill and tell police to change food supply for every 10 miles. He shouted again to Andrew and Pudi. Andrew took a look and wow, he saw a lot of children become hostages by gunmen who took the food supply they saw before. And it's not a picnic. Later, the kid who was instructed by Samboha came to Andrew's group. Andrew then got a plan. Andrew told Pudi to ask Ki's help in spying because Bushmen have the skills to be James Bond in deserts. Meanwhile, Samboha felt sleepy and decided they will move in 1 hour. Two of his subordinates are sneaking away to play cards game again. Andrew wrote a note that said about her abductors have been injected with immobilizer and instruct her to disarm them when they sleep. He passed that note to Ki and trusted Ki with the mission. While the hostages are having a feast, Ki ran to rescue them with Godspeed. Apparently, he has superpower to blending with nature. And then he shot the abductors with immobilizer needle. One by one, the abductors are taken down. He later passed Andrew's note to Miss Thompson. Andrew and Pudi then ran to the action time. He told to take the car, while Andrew and Pudi planned to help Miss Thompson take the abductor's gun. Miss Thompson then counting how many the abductors was sleeping. She confused because they are missing 2 abductors who happen to play cards game. The battle then became inevitable between the abductors and the hostages. The abductors who happened to have brain planned to outflank the hostages. The hostages then forced to run. Our heroes then come to the rescue. Andrew took down one of the abductors with the power to control Snake. Andrew then took his gun. Ki later raced with the jeep like Dominic Toretto in the Fast and Furious. Boy, he's so good at it. Andrew involved in duel with last abductor. With his knowledge in plants, he defeated the last abductor. He truly is the Poison Ivy's son. When Andrew already finished the bad guys, Jack is coming with the police and took the credits. And Andrew later did his weird things again in front of Miss Thompson with the jeep that he can't control and embraced himself. Jack then acted like he was the hero in front of Miss Thompson. Pudi looked at Jack with disgust, and Andrew said that they better come back to their equipment. Ki said thank you and goodbye to his new friends. Andrew gave him some money as reward for his work. Pudi then told Andrew to talk to Miss Thompson that he was actually the hero, but Andrew refused and told Pudi that he will talk to her about his feelings. Ki blows the money in the wind along the way and continues his journey. Andrew came to Miss Thompson's place and talked to her, but yeah, his attitudes became weird again in front of her. Miss Thompson can only take a deep breath while seeing all that mess. But in the end, Miss Thompson kissed Andrew and they live happily ever after. Ki found the Coke bottle he left behind and bringing it to the journey again. He wants to finish the mission. He found the end of the earth and throws the evil thing away and reunited with his family in Kalahari Desert. And that's the end of the story of this movie. Don't forget to subscribe and put on the notifications button. See you again next time. Bye bye.